اتبعوا ما انزل الیکم من ربکم ولا تتبعوا من دونه اولیاء قلیلا ما تذکرون.
اتبعوا ما انزل الیکم من ربکم، پیروی کرو اس کی جو نازل کیا گیا تمہاری طرف تمہارے رب کی طرف سے. اب یہ کس کی بات ہو رہی ہے؟ اب یہ لوگوں سے خطاب ہو رہا ہے. پہلے حضور سے صیغہ تھا فلا یکن فی صدرک حرج، اتبعوا جمع کا صیغہ ہے. پیروی کرو اس کی جو نازل کیا گیا تمہاری طرف تمہارے رب کی طرف سے. ولا تتبعوا من دونہ اولیاء، اور مت پیروی کرو اس کے سوا کچھ اور کو اپنے اولیاء بنا کر، کچھ اور کو اپنے ند اور ضد بنا کر ان کی پیروی نہ کرو. قلیلا ما تذکرون، کم ہی ہے جو نصیحت تم حاصل کرتے ہو. یہ نوٹ کر لیجئے کہ یہ سورہ اعراف اس اعتبار سے تو قرآن مجید کی سب سے بڑی مکی صورت ہے کہ یہ 24 رکوعوں پر مشتمل ہے اور 206 آیات ہیں. 24 رکوع، مکی صورت کوئی اتنی نہیں ہے. اور دوسری جیسے کہ مدنیات میں سب سے بڑی سورہ بقرہ ہے 40 رکوعوں پر مشتمل. لیکن تعداد آیات میں ایک اور سورت ہے مکی جو اس سے بڑھ گئی ہے. 227 آیات ہے سورہ شعراء کی، لیکن سورہ شعراء میں آیات چھوٹی چھوٹی ہیں، تعداد زیادہ ہے. رکوع اس کے کل 11 ہیں. مصحف میں 14 صفحات میں سورہ شعراء آ جاتی ہے، جبکہ یہ 34 صفحات میں ہے. تو سب سے بڑی مکی صورت یہ ہے.
اتبعوا ما انزل الیکم من ربکم. Now there's an immediate transition, like Allah was talking to the messenger in the first ayah, and all of a sudden he's talking to everybody else. And by the way, the ayah doesn't begin Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, and it's a Makki surah. Who's the primary audience? Muslims or non-Muslims? They're non-Muslims. So this ittabi'u is actually addressing non-Muslims. Messenger, you're doing your job. You don't worry. You guys, however, get your act together. Because he's thinking he's not doing his job because you guys aren't listening. But the fact of the matter is you're the one at fault, not him. So he turns to them immediately and says, اتبعوا ما انزل إليكم من ربكم. Follow closely what is being sent down to you from your master. ولا تتبعوا من دونه أولياء. And don't pursue, don't follow any besides him. من دونه, من للتعجب. Not دونه, من دونه, any besides him. أولياء, protective friends. قليلا ما تذكرون. How little an effort you make to remember. How little you like to remember. This tadakkarun, I've made reference to this before. The Qur'an by definition is reminder. That's already been said in the previous ayah, وَذِكْرَى لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And so an easy reminder and a powerful one. You don't even make a little effort to take advantage of it though. Meaning it doesn't take a lot of effort to take advantage of the reminder of the Qur'an. You haven't even done that. That's one way to understand قَلِيلًا مَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. How little you've shown an incentive or initiative to try and remember, to engage in remembrance. The other is the matter of the fitrah, which will come at the end of the surah. The fitrah is our understanding, if you want to use the word philosophy, even though I'm not entirely comfortable with it, is that the human being is a composite creature. We're made up of two parts. We're made up of this physical entity, and then there is this spiritual entity that was put inside of us when we were still inside our mother's belly. And that spiritual entity it's not dated like this entity is. This entity has a beginning. That entity is from alamul amr. That's from the amr of Allah. It existed in another world already. Allah created all of our arwah, the ruh. I don't even want to translate that as soul, because that has weird implications. Like in English, soul is used in such generic ways so that we're not able to use that in a definitive way in Islamic literature, really. You know, because in English translation, when you say kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut, how do they translate that? Every soul shall taste that, nafs becomes soul. And then yas'alunaka 'anir ruh, you know, they ask you about the ruh. What do they translate that? They ask you about the soul. So nafs is being used and we're saying soul. Ruh is being used, we're saying soul. But it becomes confusing. But these are very definitive terms in the Qur'an. So we'll just use ruh for ruh, like a proprietary term, right? They were all created, all the arwah, the jama'ah, all the arwah were created simultaneously, and they were all taken in agreement from. Basically, we engaged in direct conversation with Allah. Now we converse with Allah through revelation. Now we converse with Allah, we communicate with Allah through revelation, meaning the messenger directly communicates, and then we talk. But when we were ruh ourselves, then we had direct conversation with Allah, and that's recorded in this surah. It'll come in ayah number 172 later on in this surah, right, that conversation. And the argument in Islam is, we're born with that knowledge, that conversation is fresh in our subconscious, But فَأَبَوَاهُ يُهَوِّدَانِهِ أَوْ يُنَصِّرَانِهِ أَوْ يُمَجِّسَانِهِ. Then you forget, you get conditioned in society, you either are raised as a Jew, يُهَوِّدَانِهِ, both his parents raise him as a Jew, أَوْ يُنَصِّرَانِهِ, or they make him a Christian, or they make him a Magian. In other words, they indoctrinate him into society, and he forgets the original teaching that was given to him. Revelation comes and does what then? Not informs, but reminds. Something was already there. Something was already there in your subconscious, and it's reviving it. So قَلِيلًا مَا تَذَكَّرُونَ.